So this past Thursday, Venerable Children, who has been teaching on mind training like rays of the sun, asked us to contemplate what I consider to be a very vast and extraordinarily difficult practice, which is to take all of our suffering, all of our obstacles, our joy, our health, our wealth, all good fortune, and if in any way, shape, or form it benefits sentient beings, to keep a happy mind about it and just take it all on. And so I've been thinking about this the past few days, about how does one even begin to start thinking about the mind being able to do that, not only to do that, but to do it with a very happy mind. So, and what gets in the way of not being able to dedicate all of our purification, all of our merit, all of our virtue to the benefit of sentient beings? And so, of course, number one instigator of that resistance is the self-centered thought. And mine comes in a form, particularly when I'm in any form of suffering, and in particular in any kind of mental suffering, is that this huge blockade of self-protection comes up. That if I've got this mental suffering going on and I'm trying to deal with my own mind, the thought of thinking about other sentient beings and how I can either take on their suffering or dedicate the purification and the merit for dealing with the suffering with a happy mind for the benefit of others is, at this point in my practice, particularly with mental suffering, beyond my scope. I'm going to give it a try. I can do it in my head, but when I get hunkered down into afflictions, mental afflictions, I'm much more self-protected. When it comes to the physical pain, I end up, because I've had some illnesses this winter, I've been able to work with that much better, in that when I think about the suffering of my body, for whatever reason, I have a bigger capacity to then think of others who may be in the same situation as me, or to dedicate. I can see it as purification. I can see it as if I can keep my mind balanced and at peace and welcoming it with a patience, that I can then step into a bigger arena and then also say, if this benefits sentient beings, may it be so. Bring it on, whatever is out there, and may I dedicate all of the merit from this suffering with a happy mind, with patience and forbearance. May that go to all sentient beings. Now, when it comes to being on the receiving end of virtuous karma ripening, which is the happy mind and having things, my mind is balanced and stable, good fortune comes my way, I get to be a super space cadet in where I am so involved in the pleasure of the happiness, whether it's physical happiness or mental happiness, that the thought of dedicating that for the benefit of sentient beings rather than just for my own immediate sense pleasure is also totally a new experience for me. So I'm hoping to be, there's something about not being in the present moment for me, that I am so out of touch with my experience in the moment that I'm not even here enough to be able to think about sentient beings and how I would like to dedicate for them. So part of my practice from Thursday night is to start being more mindful. What's the state of my mind? How can I make this a virtuous activity rather than either experiencing the ripening for what it is and then it's over, or finding myself struggling with mental or physical suffering where I start to create even more afflictive states of mind, which in the future may impel more suffering. So that's, it's a vast, huge teaching. I have no idea, but I'm willing to give it a try.